Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the continuation of P block elements, continuation of 17th group elements. Okay, last group elements and last topic in P block elements, 18th group elements. 18th group elements. What are 18th group elements? Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. All these 6 elements simply considered say 18th group elements. Okay, here see the 18th group elements: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. All these 6 elements considered as a 18th group elements. All these 6 elements gaseous. All these 6 elements gaseous. Okay, all these are the natural elements. Okay, except radon, all these are the natural elements. That means these are occurred from natural gas. The main source for helium is natural gas. And here radon is a radioactive element. It can be synthesized in the laboratory by using radium. When the heating of radium, okay, it produces radon by the producing of alpha particle. Okay, atomic number of radon is 86. Okay, here atomic mass of radon is 222. Okay, here 88. Atomic number of radium is 88. Atomic mass is 226. That means by the decay of an alpha particle, radium gives radon by heating. Okay, just this is the synthesis of preparation of the here radon. Okay, here helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon. Okay, the general electronic configuration of these elements is NH2nP6 except helium. Okay, remaining elements have only one general electronic configuration, that is NH2nP6. Okay, helium electronic configuration is 1s2. Okay, the element which has different electronic configuration, okay, in 18th group elements is helium only. Okay, here I want to explain about the electronic configuration of 18th group elements. Electronic configuration of 18th group elements. Before writing the electronic configuration of 18th group elements, okay, 18th group elements, okay, here I want to write the atomic numbers. Helium atomic number 2, neon atomic number 10, argon atomic number 8, krypton atomic number 36, okay, xenon atomic number 54, radon atomic number 86. These are the atomic numbers of okay, here atomic numbers of 18th group elements. Okay, helium electronic configuration is 1s2. Neon electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Okay, argon electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. Okay, krypton electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. Okay, here 3d10, 4s2, 4p6. This is the electronic configuration of krypton. Then xenon 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d10, 4s2, 4p6, 4d10, 5:5p6. This is the electronic configuration of xenon. Then in continuation of this one radon, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. Over here 3d10 or 4s2, 3d10, 4s2, 4p6, 4d10, 5s2. Okay, here instead of 5s2 I am writing 4f14. Okay, here 5s2, 5p6, 5d10. Okay, 6s2, 6p6. This is the electronic configuration of radon. Electronic configuration of radon. Okay, just this is about the simple discussion of the electronic configuration of the 18th group elements. Here I wanted to write the other name for the 18th group elements. Okay, why these are called 18th group elements? Okay, here according to the long form of periodic table, okay, these are arranged in a last group. That's why we called as the 18th group elements. In olden days, mostly periodic table, okay, these are called 8th group elements. Why these are called 8th group elements? Okay, it has 8 electrons in outermost. That's why we called as 8th group elements. Okay, here these are having completely filled orbitals. These are having completely filled orbitals. That means it follows the octet principle. Follows the octet principle. That's why these are simply considered as a inert gaseous. These are simply considered as a inert gaseous. Inert gaseous. That means no reactivity. Nowadays, xenon and krypton has some compounds. Okay, nowadays we have a xenon and krypton compound, or these are synthesized in the laboratory. Synthesized in the laboratory. That's why the inert gaseous name changed into noble gaseous. Inert gas name changed into noble gaseous. Okay, and here these are also called as M8 elements. M8 elements, rare gases. These are available in rare in atmosphere. That's why we are simply considered as a rare gases. Okay, these are the different names. Okay, nullivalent elements. Nullivalent elements. These are also called as nullivalent elements. Why these are called nullivalent elements? These are having completely filled orbitals. That means there is no electrons in outermost. There is no lone electrons in outermost. That's why we simply called as nullivalent. The valency of this one is 0. We consider according to one more view. Okay, these are simply considered as a nullivalent elements. These are the different names for the 18th group elements. 18th group element. Okay, just this is about the introduction of 18th group elements. 18th group elements. Okay, then in continuation we discuss about the physical properties. Okay, physical properties of 18th group elements. Physical properties means physical state. Okay, here physical occurrence, physical state and occurrence and different we'll see. Okay, here physical properties of when we are seeing the physical properties of these 18th group elements. Okay, all these are the monoatomic gases. Monoatomic gases. Already we know about that one according to the molecular orbital energy diagram, MOED, molecular orbital energy diagram. According to the molecular orbital theory, helium-2 molecule does not exist. Does not exist means helium-2 molecule is not there. Okay, not there in chemistry. Okay, that means it is a monoatomic gaseous. Monoatomic gaseous. Why these are monoatomic gaseous? There is no attraction forces between. There is no attraction forces or very weak attraction forces present between two atoms. Okay, two noble gases or two 18th group elements. Such attraction forces. Okay, here suppose for example xenon is there. This is the xenon, only monoatomic. Here also we have the xenon. This is also one monoatomic. Okay, here these are not having the any type of attraction forces. Okay, in some books they mention as these are having weak dispersive forces, van der Waals dispersive forces, or weak dispersive forces present between two atoms. That's why these are simply considered as a monoatomic gases. These attraction forces we called as dispersive forces. We called as dispersive. What about dispersive forces and okay, all those are due to these weak dispersive forces. Okay, all these noble gases, all these inert gases, all these 18th group elements have low boiling points and melting points. Low boiling points and melting points. Okay, we have the one important boiling point of the helium. Okay, helium boiling point is 4.2 Kelvin. 4.2 Kelvin. Remaining elements boiling points is nearly 4.2 to 2.2 Kelvin. This is the these are the boiling points of helium and remaining elements. Okay, why? Okay, these elements have why noble gases have low boiling point due to the very weak forces present between the two atoms. Due to only this reason, these are having low boiling points. And one more thing, all these elements, occurred or synthesized or identified accidentally, by Ramsay and Rayleigh in 1800s. Here helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon. We have the different names for the helium. Helium means helios. That means it is highly available at sun. Neon means new element. Here helium means helios. Helios means highly available at sun. Neon means new element. There is no particular name for this neon. Neon in Latin language, when you are discussing English, neon means new element. Then argon in Latin language, we call argon. Argon means lazy element. Next, krypton. Krypton means hidden element. Hidden element means it is always present with the xenon. For example, xenon like a Moody. Always back side of Moody we have the amicia. Here krypton is the hidden. That means amicia, and here strange. Xenon is the strange element. That is Moody considered like that. Xenon means strange element, or strong element, strange element. We consider different. Radon is radioactive element. These are the names for the these are the names for the 18th group elements. These are the physical properties of 18th group elements. Then in continuation, we'll see the important periodic properties of 18th group elements. What are 18th group elements? Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. All those are the 18th group elements, or 0 group elements, nully valent elements, 8th group elements, M8 elements, rare gases, all those. Here helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. Here first we discuss about the periodic properties. Periodic properties of 18th group elements. Here we have so many periodic properties. In that way, we don't discuss about here metallic nature, non-metallic nature, electropositivity, electronegativity. All these are the stable element. The reactivity of 18th group elements is very less compared to the remaining elements. So I wanted to discuss some periodic properties here, like atomic radius, ionization enthalpy, and electron gain enthalpy. After that we move into the chemical properties of 18th group elements. Here first periodic property, atomic radius. Here from top to bottom, helium to radon, helium to radon, atomic number gradually increases. By increasing the atomic number, number of electrons increases. By increasing the number of electrons, number of shells also increases around the nucleus. By increasing the number of shells, the distance between nucleus and outermost orbit also increases. So, the atomic radius gradually increases from top to bottom. Top to bottom means, okay, here helium to radon. That is about the one simple discussion, atomic radius. Then in continuation, we will discuss here ionization enthalpy. Okay, it is an important one. Ionization enthalpy. Okay, ionization enthalpy values indirectly proportional to the atomic radius. Atomic radius gradually increases now. So ionization enthalpy values are gradually decreases from top to bottom. By increasing the atomic radius, okay, ionization potential values, ionization enthalpy values, ionization energy values gradually decreases from helium to, okay, xenon or radon. Radon is radioactive element. We can't consider the chemical properties of radon. Okay, so up to we'll take xenon only. Okay, here ionization enthalpy values are gradually decreases from helium to xenon. That means all these are having more and more ionization enthalpy values. Due to the, okay, inert gases electronic configuration or due to the completely filled orbitals. When we are considering into the group, okay, when we move into the group from top to bottom, okay, here ionization potential values gradually decreases by increasing the atomic size. That means xenon has low ionization enthalpy values. When we are, okay, comparing with the remaining elements. So, okay, xenon involves in chemical reaction. Xenon forms different compounds. Why xenon forms different compounds? Due to the low ionization enthalpy values. Okay, one question. Why xenon only forms compounds? Okay, due to low ionization enthalpy values. What is the reason? Low ionization enthalpy values. One more reason is there, and one more reason is there. High atomic size, high atomic radius, and third reason is availability of d orbitals, vacant d orbitals. Due to these three reasons, xenon involves in chemical reaction and form the compounds with high electronegative atoms like fluorine and oxygen. Okay, xenon reacts with only fluorine and oxygen. It never reacts with any other elements. We found xenon fluorides and xenon oxides only. Okay, we found krypton compounds also, KrF2 also available. Okay, radon compound also, RnF2 also available. But in rare, krypton and radon compounds are rare. Due to the more ionization. Okay, this is the radioactive element. Radioactive decay. Half-lifetime of radon compounds is very less. Okay, krypton has more ionization potential values than xenon. That's why, okay, we found krypton compounds also very rare. We found xenon compounds only. Why xenon forms compound with the highly electronegative element? Due to the three reasons: low ionization enthalpy values and high atomic radius and vacant d orbitals. Okay, we don't have the xenon compounds nowadays. Okay, we never found compounds of helium and neon. Helium and neon never form the compound. Why? Okay, why? What are the reasons? Helium, neon never form the compounds. What is the reason for that? Okay, high ionization potential values or high ionization enthalpy values. Okay, less atomic size, atomic radius, and here unavailability of d orbitals, vacant d orbitals. Okay, what is the electronic configuration of helium? 1s2. There is no d orbital. There is no p orbital. There is no d orbital. What is the electronic configuration of neon? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. There is no d orbital. There is no vacant d orbital. Due to these three reasons, we never found in future in 3000 years also, we never found the compounds of helium and neon. Okay, this is about the just ionization enthalpy values, and then in continuation we will see the electron gain enthalpy. Electron gain enthalpy. When electron gains an atom, when it convert into the completely fit orbitals, when it gets into the inert gaseous element, already inert gases, already these are having completely fit orbital, they never accept them, they never gain electron from any other atom. So always these are having positive electron gain enthalpy values. Always these are having positive electron gain enthalpy values. So, having high electron gain enthalpy values, when we are comparing in group, electron gain enthalpy values also decreases from top to bottom, helium to xenon. That's only it depends on atomic radius. It also depends on atomic radius. Here this is about the periodic properties of 18th group element. We don't discuss about the remaining periodic properties like electropositivity, electronegativity, metallic nature, and all. These are all gases. We don't have that much values, so we don't discuss those properties of periodic properties of 18th group elements. In continuation, here we discuss about the chemical properties. Chemical properties. Due to the low ionization potential values, xenon reacts with fluorine and oxygen, form the xenon oxides and xenon fluorides. Here Neil Bernick, one of the British scientists, Neil Bernick in 1964. He prepared one compound accidentally. He prepared one compound O2 plus PT6. This is the one compound. Here this is the one complex compound. Dioxygen, hexafluoro, platinum complex. In this molecule, the ionization potential values of atmospheric oxygen is 1170 kilojoules per mole. 1170 kilojoules per mole. Same as is xenon ionization potential value also 1175 kilojoules per mole. That means xenon ionization potential values and atmospheric oxygen potential values should be same. Here same. Due to this reason, he also tried for the preparation of the xenon compounds. And this is the red color complex. He tried by the mixing of PTF6 and xenon forms one more red color complex. Xenon PTF6, hexafluoro xenon platinum complex. red color complex. Okay, here it also positive, here it also negative. He prepared, he tried and succeed in the preparation of the xenon complexes. Okay, this is only backbone for the preparation of the compounds of 18th group elements. Compounds of 18th group elements. Okay, here xenon reacts with fluorine and forms xenon fluoride like xenon difluoride. XeF2 means xenon difluoride. XeF4 means xenon tetrafluoride. XeF6 means xenon hexafluoride. Hexafluoride. And if the xenon also reacts with oxygen and forms xenon trioxide. XeO3 we call as xenon trioxide. XeO4 xenon tetroxide. Xenon tetroxide. Xenon tetroxide highly unstable and it is explosive. It is highly unstable and explosive. These are the different compounds. Along with that, xenon oxyfluorides also is there. XeO F4, XeO2 F2. XeO2 F2. We observe these are the xenon oxyfluorides, xenon fluorides, and these are the xenon oxides. We'll see in continuation preparation of all these compounds and structure of all these compounds. Okay, we'll see xenon fluorides and xenon oxides and xenon oxyfluorides. Oxyfluorides. We'll see in continuation of these preparations and properties of these xenon compounds. Okay, here first I want to start with the xenon fluorides. Okay, here I want to discuss about the preparation of xenon compounds. Xenon compound means xenon fluorides, xenon oxides, xenon oxyfluorides. Okay, first I am taking xenon fluorides. Xenon fluorides. How will prepare the xenon fluorides? Preparation. Okay, first method for the preparation of xenon difluoride. Take xenon, reacts with fluorine. You take both in excess. At 623 Kelvin temperature, 1 bar pressure. 1 bar pressure. Here we get here xenon difluoride. Xenon difluoride. Here we got xenon difluoride. Then I want to explain one more. Xenon reacts with fluorine in 1:5 ratio. Okay, practically 1:5 ratio. Okay, here 873 Kelvin, 6 to 7 bar pressure. 6 to 7 bar pressure. We get here XeF4, xenon tetrafluoride. Here we get xenon tetrafluoride. And here, okay, xenon reacts with fluorine 1:20 ratio. 1:20 ratio, 523 Kelvin temperature. Okay, 60 to 70 bar pressure. Temperature is less, pressure is more. 60 to 70 bar pressure. 70 bar pressure. Here we got xenon hexafluoride. Xenon hexafluoride. And here, how will prepare the oxides? How will prepare the oxides? One more preparation is there for the xenon hexafluoride. Here you take xenon tetrafluoride, reacts with O2F2, dioxazine difluoride, and forms xenon hexafluoride by the liberation of oxygen gas at nearly 520 Kelvin temperature, 2 bar atmosphere pressure. Okay, these are the preparative methods of fluorides. Then we'll discuss about the oxides. How many oxides are there? Xenon trioxide is there, xenon tetroxide is there. Okay, here xenon, you take hexafluoride reacts with 3 moles of water. Reacts with 3 moles of water at nearly 520 Kelvin temperature. Okay, 10 bar pressure. What happened? These three hydrogen molecules reacts with 3 hydrogen molecules means 6 hydrogens reacts with the 6 fluorine atoms and form 6 HF along with the XeO3. Okay, we get the here xenon trioxide. During this one, first xenon hexafluoride reacts with first mole of water. Okay, first mole of water will get, first mole means 2 hydrogens only, 2 fluorines only replaced with oxygen. That means here 2 HF. 2 hydrogens are there, reacts with 2 fluorines and form 2 HF. And what we have? Xenon is there, 1 oxygen is there, and fluorine is there. Xenon oxytetrafluoride. This is the xenon. Okay, oxofluoride compounds. Xenon oxyfluorides. Okay, here xenon hexafluoride reacts with 2 moles of water. That means 2 moles of water means 4 hydrogen. Here 4 hydrogens are replaced, 4 HF and forms Xe. How many oxygens are there? 2 oxygens. Go to how many fluorines are there? Xenon diaxydifluoride. Okay, this is also one of the xenon oxyfluoride. Okay, 3H2O means xenon dioxide. When xenon hexafluoride reacts with 1 mole of water, we get xenon oxytetrafluoride. When xenon hexafluoride reacts with 2 moles of water, we will get here xenon diaxydifluoride. When xenon hexafluoride reacts with 3 moles of water, we will get xenon trioxide. We will get here xenon trioxide. Okay, xenon tetroxide, barium perxenate, BaXeO4, barium perxenate, sodium perxenate, Na2XeO4. Okay, these are by heating of these. Okay, all by heating of these are called perxenates. Barium perxenate, sodium perxenate. Barium or sodium perxenate. Okay, if you use barium perxenate, sodium perxenate. When you heat this one, you get here barium, here we get sodium. Along with that, we got XeO4. Okay, this is about the preparation of all xenon compounds. In continuation, we will see the chemical properties and structure of these all. Okay, these all 18th group elements. Before seeing the chemical properties of all these, okay, just I wanted to explain about the one more important compound, Dewar method. What is the Dewar method? Okay, it's for the need for GE. Okay, Dewar method used for the separation of noble gases by using activated charcoal. At 4.2 Kelvin temperature to 2.2 Kelvin temperature to 4.2 Kelvin temperature. Okay, by these, in between these two temperatures, this separates. Okay, Dewar separates. Okay, Dewar separates all these noble gases. This is we called as Dewar separation method. Okay, and here the most experiments, these are identified, these are discovered by only Ramsay and Raleigh. The first compound prepared in laboratory, okay, the first inert gases compound prepared in the laboratory, that is already we discussed it, okay, by the Neil Bennett. Okay, in next video we will discuss about the chemical properties and structure of, okay, these 18th group elements. Thank you.